So it finally happened. The administration has taken a terrifying new step towards consolidating power. This time in the form of a new executive order that designates Antifa a domestic terrorist organization. Why do I say that this is a move that drives the United States farther away from democracy? I'll do a longer video on my other platform, but for now, consider that this executive order has no formal teeth. It doesn't have the legal power to do anything, but that is exactly what's scary about it. Here's what I mean. There is no legal basis for that designation. Federal law defines what domestic terrorism is, but doesn't give the president any power or authority to decide who is or isn't one. And we know this because when Congress wanted to assign the president that authority, it did so explicitly, like in this statute that allows the president to designate a foreign terrorist organization, or FTO. And this specific statute also says that after the designation, the executive has the power to freeze assets, revoke or deny visas, and even prosecute people that help these organizations. But when it comes to domestic terrorism, there is no such standalone crime. And we know this because when federal law enforcement prosecutes these domestic organizations, it does so through normal crimes like arson, hate crimes, and so on. A designation for a domestic organization doesn't allow law enforcement to do anything that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do without that designation. So apparently nothing changes. Or does it? Because you have to wonder, if that's the case, why did the president sign that executive order? And the terrifying answer is in these words within the executive order. Because this executive order essentially gives federal law enforcement the authority and the power to prosecute and disrupt any group or any organization that dares contradict or protest against the government. Let me put it in these terms. Through the stroke of a pen, the president can now designate any group it wants a domestic terrorist organization, and while it can't formally charge them with that crime alone, it can, to use the very words of this executive order, disrupt and dismantle their operations. This is not the executive using the law to protect Americans. This is the executive bending the law to get rid of the competition.